Welcome back to the Hoth Hangout podcast, where the banter is cooler than a Wampa's hug.
I'm Ben,
And I'm Joey.
and we're here to break down all things Star Wars, the movies, the shows, and beyond, and maybe even a few hot takes along the way from our icy corner of the Outer Rim.
Whether you're here for deep dives into the saga, theories from a galaxy far, far away, or just to hang out with fellow rebels and scoundrels, you found the right cantina table.
So grab your lightsaber, park your X-Wing, and get ready.
Because this
is the Hoth Hangout Podcast. As a quick reminder, if you're not subscribed to the Hoth Hangout Podcast on YouTube, check us out there and subscribe for the video version of every podcast, as well as our reactions to the latest Star Wars shows.
You can contact us via email at hothhangout@gmail.com with your Star Wars thoughts or questions.
You can find the Hoth Hangout Podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, including both Apple and Spotify. Additionally, please consider leaving a 5-star review, as it does allow others that love Star Wars to more easily discover the podcast as well.
Connect with us on Instagram, TikTok, or X at Hoth Hangout on each of those platforms, or in the Hoth Hangout Community Discord server.
Lastly, you can watch the live stream of the episode on either YouTube or Twitch at Hoth Hangout on each of those platforms.
Now let's jump into today's episode.
Welcome in to the newest episode of the Hoth Hangout Podcast. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you enjoyed, for those of you who are video watchers of the podcast, the brand new intro. A lot of work went into that. So big shout out right off the top of the podcast to Gibbo for all that went on behind the scenes to make that video as awesome as it is. So, and if you're an audio only listener, check out the video version, because the video of the podcast intro is pretty cool. So, having said that, don't have to do an intro like we normally do. Joey, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. I'm a little confused with our timing now that we have to just go right into it, but doing pretty good. Just excited. I see the new setup, Ben, so I'm excited. You got your new space, you got your new house, you got your new place to podcast. How's it feel to be an official homeowner and have a new place like that?
It's great. It's been fun. You can't actually see it because it's like cropped out of the shot, but there is a ton of boxes on that side of the basement right now. So we're kind of we have everything in the house now, and it's just a matter of continuing to unbox day by day. But yeah, it's been good, kind of getting adjusted to being a homeowner officially. And I tell you what, when you're living in an apartment, you don't really need to own a lawnmower, and then it becomes very apparent quickly that you need to own a lawnmower. So,
you're gonna get your steps in every week now.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, thanks for asking. It's been a fun last 2 or 3 weeks getting everything situated and whatnot, and looking forward to all that is to come, and also looking forward to what's to come the rest of this week, because in today's episode we're going to be talking about pretty much all things Lego Star Wars, especially Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past, which comes out on Friday, September 19th. That's 2 days from the time of this podcast recording. And we're going to be reacting to those episodes and providing videos on the Hoth Hangout YouTube channel, which, by the way, still only 4 subscribers away from 500. We're getting all that much closer to that big mark. So appreciate those of you who are subscribed, and if you're not yet, definitely hit the subscribe button. Before we get into some of our discussion about Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past, we do have a couple pieces of news we want to cover, some of which is actually also related to Lego Star Wars, and we'll definitely get to that too. But we want to kick things off with talking about the Emmys, which, if I'm not mistaken, were just this most recent weekend. And Joey, are you someone who likes to watch award shows? Like, what's your typical routine, or lack of, if you aren't an award show person, or what is your routine if you are an award show person?
I am of the population that never knows when an award show is on until I happen to look on social media that day and I see everyone posting either their predictions or their thoughts on who was snubbed. When the Emmys were on this weekend, I actually did see that they were on. Oh, well, they were on that night, so I was able to view in a little bit, and I did see one of the awards going. And we're, if you're watching the video here, you could see we're going to be talking about Andor winning a few Emmys, and I actually was watching when it won one of the one of the Emmys, the outstanding writing for a drama series, which I was super excited about. I let out an audible gasp when when I heard that, and apparently it was Tony Gilroy's first Emmy even too. So just to see that a Star Wars show was really, and we've talked about this, how critically acclaimed it was in the world of TV, and to be true, so much in fact that it won an Emmy.
Yeah, it feels good to be a fan of this show and to see kind of all of the hard work and the great storytelling that came out of it to be rewarded and acknowledged in the form of an award show like the Emmys, like the highest, at least Emmys is, I think, is American shows only, as far as I'm aware. But in terms of like American television, the highest possible achievements and awards that you can receive. So, um, Andor took home 5 Emmys in total. Quite a good showing, if you ask me, including Emmys for Outstanding Writing for a Drama Series, Outstanding Fantasy or Sci-Fi Costumes, Outstanding Production Design for a Narrative Period or Fantasy Program, which is an hour or more, Outstanding Picture Editing for a Drama Series, and Outstanding Special Visual Effects in a season or a movie. So, um, definitely not necessarily like one particular category of awards that they took home either. Kind of all across the board, whether it be the costumes, the production design, the editing, the visual effects. But the one that really stands out to me is the first one that I mentioned, Outstanding Writing for a Drama Series. Um, I'm not totally aware of everything that it was nominated against, but I can tell you that I am so glad that it won that award in particular, um, because I we talked about this on a previous episode of the podcast. I want more shows like Andor. I want more Star Wars that
Mhm.
doesn't have to rely on things that are super over the top or flashy, and then the storytelling or the plot or the writing suffers because we're so reliant on the ooh look big blasts
Mhm.
and lightsabers and and Andor shows that Star Wars is capable of that in the Disney era of Star Wars. So the outstanding writing in particular, I feel like it hammers home what people I think want in their Star Wars. It's great storytelling. Anything that stood out to you about these awards before we move on to our second piece of news about some Lego Star Wars?
Yeah, like I said, that first one that you mentioned, writing for a drama series, that is, kind of solidifying Star Wars in the TV realm. You know what I mean? Like there hasn't been really anything I would think that would even, you know, even get a nomination at this point, And I could be wrong on that, but especially on something about like writing, I think that's probably the key part of it. I mean, of course, things like in sci-fi, you're going to have like outstanding like visual effects and things of that nature. But to have something like writing, I think that's a really good trophy to put on your stand because it just means that it's a more of a legitimate type of. Not saying that like special effects and all that aren't, but when you talk about shows, you want those stories to really resonate with people, and the only way to really do that is to write a good story. So kind of like what you're saying is that that was probably the most important one out of all of them, that we like we did it, like that Star Wars and their fans can celebrate.
We did it. We claim this win for Andor. So you mentioned other Star Wars series, and I was looking it up and kind of looking into it, and I see other awards won by The Mandalorian mostly, but I got to sneeze here. Hold on.
Hmm.
Had to leave you all in anticipation for the second half of that sentence. Um, but nothing The Mandalorian has won is anything about the writing of the show. Most of it is about stunt performance, actually, interestingly
Mm-hmm.
enough. Of the 15 Emmys across 3 seasons that it's won, like half of them are for like stunt coordination or visual effects. Now they do have other stuff in there like cinematography, prosthetics, but Mandalorian did not win an award for best writing at any point. So uh, there are other shows that have won Emmys, but it just feels like best writing for a drama series is just on another level, I think, like we talked about. So um, I think if Andor continued to go on even longer, that it could win more Emmys than Mandalorian did. But I guess we'll never know, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
since the Andor saga concluded with just the 2 seasons. But all that to say, those of you who are fans of television, hope you guys enjoyed the Emmys and let us know what you think. If one of your favorite shows missed out on one of the awards, let us know in the maybe the video version in the comments of this podcast episode. Next up, we've got some Lego Star Wars news. Not quite pieces of the past yet, but Joey, we have the Lego holiday sets and then another Lego announcement here in a sec as well. Do you want to tell us a bit about, first of all, the holiday sets?
Yeah, so it's gingerbread themed, which I've definitely seen other Lego sets that have gone like the gingerbread theme, but to see an AT-AT in the gingerbread form, I think is something special. You also get a gingerbread Darth Vader minifigure. Instead of a lightsaber, he has a candy cane and what looks like maybe an apple pie. I'm not quite sure exactly what he's holding in his other hand, but um, just a super fun set. Um, I like to do Lego builds for the holidays because they're nice little knickknacks around the house to remind you that it is that time of year. Can you believe it, Ben? We're like halfway through
I
September,
cannot. I cannot.
and we're barreling through this year, almost talking about Christmas. I already, I've seen the Spirit Halloween stores already, so that's been in there since July. But I went to Costco the other day and they had Christmas stuff, so it's that time already. It's that time. Soon we'll be hearing Mariah Carey singing her song on the radio. Um, but yeah, just to see. I think that this one comes out October 1st, so this will be coming up in the next couple of weeks here. So I think I might pick this one up. This one looks like a fun little build. I love the any vehicles. I really do like to build because it's a really it's a hefty build. So like I said, to have it around the house, it has like the little Christmas lights that are around it. The turrets have like candy cane design, so it's a fun, definitely a fun design. So I'm excited to try to pick this up and build it. You think you might pick this one up, Ben?
I don't know. I think I could see myself getting it. I also Here's the thing, moving to a new house, now everything I buy, I'm like, how would I transport that if I ever moved to a different house? And for
Mm-hmm.
something like Lego, which I love putting Lego stuff together. I've got a Mandalorian helmet somewhere in here. Uh, I'm like, how would I transport it? So I like this one. I don't know how much transportability it would have. I think I actually, if I was picking between this and our other one you're going to talk about, I think
Mm-hmm.
I would actually go with the other one if I had to pick between the two of them.
Right. Well, I guess we should just go into the next one then.
Yeah, there you go. It's a Death Star. I think this one's because it's bigger and because there's something about it, like all the characters on the different levels. That
Mm-hmm.
to me, the other one kind of has the fun appeal. This one has like the whoa, that thing is
Right. Yeah,
pretty
this
sweet.
has more. I feel like this one has more display. Like you like
Hmm.
display this on a wall, and it would look pretty sweet, like next to your
Yeah.
Star Wars stuff. So this is the newest Ultimate Collection series of the Death Star. I believe there's another one, but this one is more of like a cross section of it. So it's not like the full Death Star that you're kind of seeing. It's just like you see the cross section and a few levels of it and there looks to be a ton of minifigures. You got art, the droids, you've got the stormtroopers, you've got Han, and like the Imperial officer. So just to be able to one have all the minifigures, I love the minifigures part of it. Uh, the the tough part would be, like you said, if you ever wanted to. Oh, I like this one, Leia in the kind of in her cell here. If you had to like transport it, yeah, I don't know how you do this. This is a massive one. We've got Obi-Wan here, with the reactor. So there's like a lot of like good, good little scenes here just in this one build. You got Chewbacca and Han in the trash compactor. So there's just a lot here, and I think it would just be a ton of fun to build it. I don't know where in my house I would display this because this is a massive build. I think it's over 9,000 pieces, if I'm not mistaken.
My goodness.
So it's gonna be would be a long build, and I think it's like 900. I think it's $1,000 or something like that too. So this is not a cheap set by any means, but because of all of that's involved in it, all that it shows, I think it's actually, what's ironic is that's actually not a terrible price for a Star Wars Lego build with that many pieces. Like the per piece price for it is actually better than other sets that they have. But the sticker shock of $1,000 on a Lego build might be just too much for somebody. But they have Andor here too. Look at that. They had Andor. Even building. He was doing the build. Remember that he was just building the pieces for the Death Star there. That's a nice little Easter egg there for those who might not know that. So yeah, and it has like the throne room scene with Vader and Luke. I mean, it's just we could just go on and on about all of the scenes that pivotal and huge scenes in Star Wars that you could just remake. And for some reason, we have a stormtrooper in a bath with a rubber ducky. So another little Easter egg. You never really think about how they stay clean on these things. So there's a little insight here of how, and very Lego too, may I add. When we're going to talk a little bit about the humor that Lego has, and I think it really shows here.
Yeah, they definitely have to include some of that humor. Gibbo
from
giving
the
us
video
a note
game.
too,
Yeah, that's
from a video game. Yeah. So I would like to recant my previous statement saying I'd probably prefer this one. I did not see the price tags on either of these. If I ever had a spare, $1,000 laying around, maybe. But if I'm choosing between $1,000 and $60, I'm probably going with the $60 route. Although I would love to see someone buy this and actually like make a time lapse of putting it together. I would definitely be interested in that. But some cool Lego sets coming to I believe Walmart is the primary distributor. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean they'll be there. Obviously, the Lego store will have them as well. Yeah. So those are the usual spots. Sometimes they'll have some of the sets at Target and the usual spots of retail. Star Wars stuff. So, but yeah, definitely a Lego store. I believe the Death Star build comes out on October 4th, not the 1st, along with the other holiday set.
Right. Well,
so if
either
you
way,
guys want us to build, if you want us to build this on stream, give us $1,000 and we'll do it.
Yeah, there you go. We're now accepting donations, and every dollar goes towards the $1,000 Death Star. Both of these will be available in a store near you in less than 3 weeks. Check them out. Our last piece, not really news, but just our last segment before we get into the bulk of today's episode about Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past. Our very own Gibbo took a recent visit to the Lego exhibition, Lego Star Wars exhibition at a museum. And so, Gibbo, were you going to share? I think we have several pictures here.
Yeah, so
of your time
hi
there.
everybody. I've put together a lot of slideshows that I'll get just your reaction on, because some of them are incredible. Life size builds that have taken lots of hours to do. So we'll just go through a few pictures, but yeah, just going to get your reaction. You can
Also,
talk through
if
them.
you're an
in the set.
audio only listener, we'll post these to maybe one of our socials, maybe either the Hoth Hangout Instagram or the Hoth Hangout X account.
Yeah, so it's at the Melbourne Museum at the moment. It's the only one in the world. We've got an Australian who's on our Lego Masters show, Brickman they call him. So he's the head of all this, and yeah, there's so many hours put into this. But here's the here we go. The first one we've got. This is as you go down the escalator into the thing. There's a cafe there that actually I forgot to send you guys it, but I have the menus from this cafe.
Nice.
What's the
I'll
thing
try
in
and
the top right?
so that's what I was going to say. So if you look at the top left, there's the Lego Star Wars sign there, but inside the Star Wars sign is all those little stormtroopers.
Oh, so that's
So that's
Oh,
what's
wow.
what's
in
inside those Star Wars. All those
Yeah,
Death
so you can see all
Trooper- or
those
the
little
stormtroopers.
helmets there. That's they're all standing, filling up the Star Wars sign there,
Wow.
which
that's
is pretty
neat.
cool.
Yeah, and it has like life size Star Wars or looks like First Order troopers kind of standing around the and I see a BB-8 unit there as well.
Yes, yeah, they're just like statues and stuff. But yeah, the menu. I'm just putting it in our chat now. There's the drinks menu. Apologies for that. And that's some of the drinks menu. They had like blue milk and things like that you can get, like milkshakes and stuff, and the food menu there. Very cool. We ate burgers, and it was very Star Wars themed, obviously. But yeah, you can.
Yeah, blue milk slushy, Tatooine sunset,
Death Star by
Canto Bite
chocolate.
burger,
So that was pretty popular.
chewy cookie. That's funny, like that one.
Yes, the chewy cookie. All right, so then yeah, we went through the doors, and we had like there was a video playing from Brickman introducing stuff, and they had like a whole presentation, which was pretty cool. But then, is that not working? Trying to do two things at once. All right, here we go. So then we get the droids, and we go into the Droid Hall of Fame, and that is a massive, well, not massive. It's probably I think it was about a meter tall, which is about three. I did the conversion. It's about 3.3 feet is a meter. If you see any signs in here
for this
that shows-
BB-8 unit and also mouse droid.
little mouse droid, yeah. Then we moved on to a chopper. This is one of my
Chopper!
Oh my
favorites.
gosh.
So you can see there that it was 115 hours to build, and 16,000 bricks in just that one chopper build.
I have a feeling that's not even going to be the biggest thing that we see too.
No.
So I mentioned that I have a chopper build
Yes.
too, but not nearly as big as that
Yeah.
one. But
So
wow.
this is all built like man-made build, and then you can see in the bottom left, there's that battle droid is as tall as me.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Those two droids
So
there.
like
And that
6'10",
droid's
right?
also that droid's also fully just Legos, right?
Yep, they're all everything there's
And
Lego.
that Probroid too. That's really cool.
Wow. Wonder what the combined hours
Wow.
make all of those. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
How many pieces is this one? Leia and R2D2.
Yeah, I was going to add a lot of the plates that I took. I'll try and get them up on my phone as we go, but I did take a photo
Yeah,
of
so
all
this
the
is
plates.
the first scene you see Leia and R2 in A New Hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. That's quite a build. I can't imagine how much time it would take to just do this. Just not only that, like you have to, the people who design this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
hours, you put into that as well. So
Princess Leia was 150
outstanding.
hours on her own and 28,763 bricks.
Did you say
And
20,000?
28,000, yep.
Oh my gosh. That's the same in
And-
Australia than it is here, right? Just
Yeah,
kidding.
that's right.
What's the conversion for Lego bricks from Australian bricks to American bricks?
And R2D2 was 136 hours and nearly 19,000 bricks.
Wow. You know what I'm noticing about both of them that I don't know if it's just the way the photo is taken or not? Do you see
The
how
shading?
there's like Yeah, do you think the shading is
Mhm.
different colors of Legos, or do you think it's actually just a shadow?
There was good lighting. Yeah, it's definitely a shadow for sure. You can see in the
It's shadow.
background and
So,
stuff,
like,
but yeah,
so all those Legos are the same
are
color?
white. Yeah,
So they're all like white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Her-
I
of
was gonna
hers are all
say,
white,
like,
yeah.
if they're accounting for like like gray Legos, like, that'd be kind of nuts.
all right.
But that's incredible. That's almost 300 hours for that whole thing.
Yeah.
Then right?
Yep.
Wow.
And so this next one, if I can get it, is nearly 20,000 bricks, and it's our good friend C3PO.
3PO.
And for some of these, I actually took a lot of video. So I'll play a little video in the bottom corner as we're talking about it. But this is kind of gives you a bit more perspective of how it looks. But yeah, that's nearly 20,000 bricks just on C3PO itself.
Wow.
That looks like
no
it
red
says
arm.
62 hours on that as well.
No, but it does have a
see
if I hide the video for a sec, it does have a different color foot.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, the leg is different. I did see that.
There you go.
Fun fact: they actually
Wow.
built that around Anthony Daniels, and he's trapped in there.
But you can see there, it's
Yep.
1.8 meters high, and I'm 6'4", and so that's about 190 centimeters. So yeah, it's just shorter than me.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, a lot
Probably
of them are
taller
1 to
than
1
me.
scale.
Yeah, it's taller than us for sure.
All
And,
right.
and the wiring, like you said, yeah, too, in the inside, that's really intricate too.
Yeah. Ben's fave. This is
Oh.
pod racing.
You know what's
so
funny
cool.
is like, I don't know if I say it on a weekly basis, but definitely at least monthly, I'll say that to
You can see how big it is in the
someone.
video below, but yeah, that was insane, that one.
So it's like the pod is like an actual full size pod,
Pretty much, yep.
and Anakin is like basically human size.
It's suspended from the roof.
Oh yeah, I see. Nice. And who's that chasing him there?
The Bulba? I don't
Yeah.
see where
It's
you're
coming
talking
out of
about.
like a little cutout of a cave kind of thing.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Is that's Lego too?
That's not
No,
Lego, right?
no,
That's
no,
like
no, no.
actual. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now that would be crazy if the background was also Lego.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Coming around the corner and seeing that one. We'll move on. Now this is like the Death Star recent release. This is a cutout of the Destroyer, Star Destroyer.
Wow.
Oh, it's
like a
like
cross section
a,
of that.
Yep. So you
Yeah.
can see in the bottom left how it's cut out, and then you can see how many levels
Right.
they put.
That's
this
like
is-
74,000 pieces.
Yes, it does, and 1,300 hours.
1,300 hours just building that.
Wow.
That's amazing. Did it say how many? Like how long it was?
It is. It is on that plate there, but I'll refer to my phone photos. Let's see.
4, 5,
Gotta
6,
find it.
7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like at its most, there's like 10, 11 levels
Yeah,
kind of on the back side of the Star Destroyer.
yeah, it's huge. It was huge. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, and just like that Death Star one we saw earlier, there's all these scenes within each of these rooms. So I can imagine like all the things that you'd be able to see in there. Even like the things like you maybe not even ever see in the movies, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep. All right. This one was a life-size cutout to the. I'll let you talk about them. Well, you know more about these than me.
Yeah, it looks like the throne
Emperor's
room.
Royal Guard.
Yeah, the royal guards. With including the throne, including his chair, which is super cool.
So the Royal Guards were 61,000 pieces in 216 hours.
Each one was 61,000, or
I
they're
think both of
61,000
them.
together?
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them, okay. Wow.
Now we have a massive Death Star, which is a full size,
Now
not
we're
a cutout.
talking.
a full size, but half of it was.
This is the one that you need at home, Ben.
180. What does that say? 183,000. What's that
Yes.
number?
Yep.
183,000 pieces.
And I've got a little video with this
Wow.
one to show you some of the cutouts. There was huge. Like they had that one with the name to make it look bigger. They had little tiny, just normal
Small
figurines there. Yeah,
Yeah, smaller pictures.
but that's kind of so many scenes, so many minifigures. It was really cool, and it rotated as you were standing there. It just rotates
Oh, it did
around.
rotate. Oh, cool. It
Yeah.
has Luke and Leia swinging through.
You know what? One of the most underrated, hardest pieces of building this would be that you have to keep track of the number of pieces you're using.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, what do you do? Like every, like, okay, I've got 30, 3,000 in this particular room. And, oh my god, look at that. I do like how they do the scale too, like they have like the smaller figures.
Yes. Yeah.
Just to make it, fit in there.
Yeah, that was suspended from the roof and rotating around, which was cool.
So yeah, those as well. I'm curious of like how.
Yeah, there's disco
curious of
dance floors in
how-
there. There's
Disco, yeah. I was gonna say like how accurate like the placement of some of these are, but probably not at all. They're
Yeah.
just all different scenes
Some
within
of
the
it's a
Death
bit of
Star. That's
fun.
very cool.
for sure. And there's it, just a bit of a closer up look at the trash compactor. And
The trash
and
compactor
and
there.
it's obviously it's been there for a couple of months now, so it's got a bit of dust and as you can
Mhm.
see on the floor.
Yeah, that. How would you like maintain that? That would be rough. You know what I mean? Unless it was in some type of glass case,
Yeah,
like air sealed. I don't know how you not have dust like all up inside there.
exactly. Now, this was cool. They made a cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, but they also the screen behind, as you can see, you could push the buttons and make it go into
Nice.
hyperspace.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's the cockpit. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's 140 something thousand there. So you push those little.
I mean, that's just like
color
that's. And
buttons.
what's cool about this, like, this isn't something that you would necessarily think of to build. You know what I mean? Like, if I had the opportunity, like let's build something Star Wars. I wouldn't necessarily think like a whole cockpit. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
very cool. Very cool. Then we had the Hall of Helmets, which were pretty big. But there's Kylo Ren there. There's Boba Fett, Darth Vader, Luke's from Episode 1 or Episode 4, I should say,
Hmm. And Cody.
and Commander Cody. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, wrong one. Then we went into that was a huge build. That one standing right.
Scout Trooper on the speeder bike
Yeah.
from Return of the Jedi. By the way, still one of my favorite vehicles is the speeder bike, because just I think everything about it, like the sound it makes, how dangerous it looks. I mean, it looks real dangerous. There's no safety, precautions on there or controls on there at all. Nice. Ewoks. Oh, so is this like on Endor here?
Yeah, there was a whole room with a, as you'll see in the next one, a life-size version of Chewie
Oh,
holding his crossbow, and then they had this whole thing in the middle there you can see with all the forest and
mm-hmm.
that. But yeah,
Wow.
this is Chewie on the video. He was very tall.
Oh wow, that looks really cool.
The eyes look awesome.
Yeah, even the mouth.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get so expressive with just blocks? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
On this one though, because of the fur, there is different blocks used for like the shading effect, sort of.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Chewbacca was 285 hours and 50,000 bricks. He's 3 meters tall, which is about nearly 10 foot tall, with including the
Oh
the
damn.
height of the crossbow. So yeah, that was really cool. We still haven't got to my favorite one though that I saw.
Okay.
And then there was Han and the
Han in there too as
Ewoks
well.
shooting a massive AT-AT there that was in the,
Yeah, nice. How long did it take you to get through like the entire exhibit?
you could do it in an hour, but yeah, if you really wanted to study in that, you could spend a couple of hours there for sure. Really wanted to take it all in. Because they also, I didn't show these in the photos, but they had sections where you could build your own droid, you could build your own lightsaber and stuff that you could plug into a light source that would have, you could build all these little sections, which was really cool.
Nice.
16. Then we went down to the Mandalorian stuff. So they're the armor sets.
Like the armors, yeah.
Bo-Katan.
Got Bo-Katan and the armor from Mandalorian. 20,000 pieces for Bo-Katan and 21,000 for the armor.
Yeah, huge.
Man.
Huge builds. And here was my favorite.
There you go, Ben.
The way they did Ahsoka was
There she is. There's
amazing.
Ahsoka. This is life size, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, so I'll show you. There's another picture here, but she's holding lightsabers, and it was really cool. So yeah, 1-to-1 scale.
24,000 pieces and 250 plus hours.
So I think it says 1.8 meters high, which is about 6.
I love the detail on her Leku, I think is what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
Yeah.
But you can see also in the background the AT-AT from the previous scene.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. No, is that Lego too?
Yeah, that's Lego.
Oh my god.
So it's kind of half. You can see it's built into the rock at the top.
Oh yeah, like into
so it's like the legs in the front
scenery
kind of thing. But yeah, you walk through the legs.
That's gotta be at least 20 feet tall. Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge.
Wow.
All right,
and of course,
friend
Grogu
with his. There's about 3 or 4 frogs around as well.
Yeah, well, he's got to eat. You
know
what I mean?
Exactly. These were the cool ones. They had this section was called the Jewel of the Fates, obviously, and yeah, they're life-size battles and a video to go along with it.
Oh yeah, you probably couldn't get too close to that, huh?
There was not many people there, so I got pretty close. It was really cool.
Okay.
Is there anything separating you from it? Is there a glass case there?
Nope.
What? So there's nothing.
Run in there.
You could.
Yeah,
you could tackle.
I'm like,
if
I spent 250 hours building something, I'd want some glass in front of that.
Yeah, right.
Some jerk kid is gonna like run in there and throw a rock at it or something. I love the way the light reflects on the faces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that one, and then we move on to that one.
Ooh.
Grievous
Obi-Wan
really
versus
cool.
Grievous. That's a really cool one.
In contention for my favorite so far.
Yeah. I think because Grievous is such a cool character to see that come to life in Lego form.
Yeah. Like he's mechanical in so many ways that the Lego kind of like fits in a way, if that makes sense.
Right. He looks almost better than any other character could.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Huge builds. And then I think this one might top it, Ben.
Because of Darth Maul, yeah.
Qui-Gon looking a little hefty there.
Yeah, he's got a.
Yeah, he is a little in the midsection.
Little beefy.
But nothing wrong with that. I just didn't realize it. Gives me a little hope to be a Jedi. Oh, actually, that facial, the way they designed the face looks really good on Qui-Gon, and even like how the fingers too. Look how detailed that looks.
Oh, for sure.
That's really cool.
R.I.P. for the lightsaber stab to the sternum.
Yeah,
Back when that was
but it
fatal.
saved not everybody though. Doesn't kill everybody. It killed him though.
Yeah, very, very cool. Now we have another one. There's 3 more battles on the other side of this thing, and here's the first one.
Oh,
I love how he's suspended.
Yeah,
That's awesome. The Yoda versus Dooku.
and you can see. I didn't get a picture of it. You see in the background there the lightsaber wall, all the
Oh,
different
yeah, yeah, yeah.
lightsabers, which was cool.
It is cool.
It didn't come out very well on a photo.
I love that. Yeah, and having them suspended in there just really gives it a, what it would look like in real life. Now, if they had him flipping around, I think that would have been even better.
And Mando and Moff.
Oh,
Hmm.
even this is good. Yeah, with the dark saber.
Dark saber. Yep.
Oh, that's really cool.
See how the Beskar spear has like the
Oh
yellow
yeah,
and red? I think that's
yeah, because
like
it's hitting there.
yeah.
That's really cool. It's amazing, like I said, like to be able to show like human faces with Lego.
Yeah. And this is the last battle. Can you guess what it might be?
It's got to be Anakin and Obi-Wan, yeah.
No.
Oh, it's not.
It's not. What? Give us a hint of the episode.
Well, it's the recent movies.
Oh,
Oh.
Rey and Kylo.
There we go.
Rey and Kylo, yeah.
Yeah.
What? See, I don't know. Kylo looks kind of cartoony there.
Yeah, that's why I put that on there. He was. I'll stop that video for a sec, but yeah, that was his face. See the scar on it, but it may be just that angle. But
Right. That's actually pretty good, yeah. But like it also fits oddly that it's not like real. You know what I mean?
yeah, you can just see like on his black suit how many layers and they've textured it.
Mhm.
Looks.
I wonder how many of the Legos they use for these builds are actually like custom pieces.
Yeah,
They're
you would
made
think they would
for
get to
the
a point of the build and go, "Oh, we need this," like her hair strand there.
Right. Yeah.
I was about
her
to say,
hair,
yeah,
that's
their
what I was
hair,
gonna say. Yeah.
Pretty
Yes,
sweet.
that's that one. And then we came to this, and I wanted to talk to you about this one because this was in the shop at the end, and I wanted to see if you could pick what thing. The only really one I could pick was the R and the S, and it looks like Akbar.
Yeah. The
Okay.
R is Akbar.
He looks like his eye.
So there's Star
the
Wars, but in different like
Animals and-
characters. It looks
yeah.
like, right? The W is Padme.
Yeah.
Yep,
I think the A is supposed to be Greedo, perhaps.
yep.
The in Star, I would say the A in Wars would be maybe Lando.
Oh, do you have the answer to what every letter is?
No,
Gibbo?
no, I was looking for it
Oh,
there,
okay.
but
Oh, okay. S
and that-
would be
it looks like a face.
Admiral Holdo
Okay,
with the purple hair.
Oh, you know what?
Vice
You know what
Admiral
the T
Holdo.
is? The T is the little blue elephant in Jabba's palace.
Max Rebo.
Max Rebo. Yeah.
Yeah. So A is Greedo in Star Wars. What's the S in Star?
Yeah. I can't. I'm trying to like.
I thought it
I'm
might be
seeing,
like
like,
that
a
crater
face.
monster,
The Crate
maybe.
Dragon?
maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, so I think R in Wars is definitely Akbar. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, so I think we got them all.
The R in Star. Did you get that?
Looks like a Gonk.
Is
droid.
that?
Or not a Gonk droid? The little ones that are in Episode 1, the little race droids, the ones that fix the pods. What are they called?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, those little droids.
So that was that was a cool little thing I saw in the shop on the
Yeah,
way
other
out.
than the S and Star, I'm not quite sure what that one is. I think all the rest of them though. Pretty cool.
Yeah, very, very cool.
And that's all Lego too, or is that?
That's all Lego. Yep.
Oh wow.
And then they
And
had
for anyone that
in the foyer they had an X-wing as you
Ooh,
went out. Yeah.
X-wing.
for anyone
Red
that wants
5.
to visit this, how long is the exhibit open,
Um,
Jubo?
it's been open for about 3 months now. I think it goes maybe to October, November. I think, but yeah, it's only in Melbourne. I don't know, or I can't see how they ship these things around. But
Right.
yeah, I'm not sure if it's going anywhere else. But yeah, this is the only one in the world, as far as I'm aware.
Well, if you're in Melbourne or anywhere near in the next month or two, you know where you got to go.
But that's it.
Nice.
Thanks for sharing those photos with us too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
jealous at all. So if you guys want us to go there live, send us more money.
I'll hang out
Add to the
end of year party, Christmas party.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. To add to the $1,000 Death Star fund as
Yeah.
well.
All right, get on with that show.
Thank you.
Well, thanks
Thank you,
for
Gibbo.
sharing those images with us, and I hope that the museum. It sounds like it was a fun time. Hope it was a fun time for you. And again, for those of you who are audio only listeners, we'll go ahead and we will post some of those images on our socials for you to check out. Pretty cool stuff. Uh, the big thing for today's episode, we've been talking Lego Star Wars for most of the episode. We're going to continue to do that for the rest. Although in this instance, we're talking specifically about the newest addition to Star Wars shows coming to Disney Plus on September 19th of this year. Rebuild the Galaxy: Pieces of the Past. Now, this is coming out in succession to last year's Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. This is, of course, kind of like season 2, titled Pieces of the Past, as I just mentioned. It picks up pretty much back where the first season, if we're calling it that, left off. This one is, again, much like the first one, is going to be 4 sort of mini episodes. And for those of you who know anything about Lego Star Wars, or really just Lego movies in general, they rely very heavily on humor. And it's not just humor that's only kid humor. Like they somehow find ways of kind of working in elements of adult humor in there that doesn't come across obviously as like crass or anything like that. It feels like you can go to watch this whether you are, you know, 5 or 55 or 105, and you'll enjoy it no matter what, just the same. And so the plot, if you haven't seen the first season of this, basically it's really about these two brothers, Sig and Dev, and um, they, I believe it's called the Cornerstone, which
Mhm.
is activated, and this basically makes the whole world topsy turvy. Good is bad, bad is good, and the galaxy is rewritten and rebuilt, so to speak. Hence the name of the show. And characters like Darth Vader, who are obviously traditionally the big bads of Star Wars, is now a good guy in this scenario. And characters even like Jar Jar Binks, who have been memed for years, ends up finally the meme is brought to life, and he's Darth Jar Jar in season 1 of this show. There's lots of other examples like that, but before we get into maybe some of the more details about reminders of specific characters, um, looking back at the first season of this show and kind of the time since then, is there anything in particular that you're most looking forward to seeing in Rebuild the Galaxy: Pieces of the Past when it comes out in 2 days? I know Calamitous, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, is the name of the or is it Solitus? Solitus?
Solitus, yeah. Mhm.
I think I said Calamitous in the last video we did about Pieces of the Past. Solitus is the kind of the big bad character in season 2 who we're being introduced to. That's something I'm looking forward to. Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to or hoping to see in season 2?
Well, we did watch the trailer together, so I think if you've watched the trailer, you can kind of see that Sid and Dev have been reunited at some point, and it looks like they're on the same team, trying to possibly fight the Solitus. If you watch the trailer, it looks like Solitus is basically trying to suck in all of the galaxy through some type of rift. I mean, honestly, the story is pretty compelling already. Very sci-fi. Like I could imagine this being like a Marvel movie also, with like the rift in the sky and planets getting sucked into it, So, um, I'm excited to see what Lego has to, what they're going to do this time. Like you said, they've been pretty good. They have a pretty good track record, Lego movies, with their content. So I'm I'm gonna go into this with no expectations, kind of like I did with season one. I did recently just rewatch season one here, and enjoyed it again. Just enjoyed it all over again without any, it's been a year since we really watched it, so I had to rewatch it and kind of remember storylines and such. But for them to come through with a story like they did on the first one, I'm pretty confident that this story is going to be pretty good too. So, like I said, no expectations particularly, but one thing that it's hard not to see and hope for is the reuniting brothers of
Hmm.
Dev and Sig.
Yeah. Dev, who in the topsy turvy world, the upside down world where everything is backwards, is now Darth Dev. I think
Mm.
Darth Devastator,
Darth
I believe.
Devastation.
Yeah, yeah. So I hope we get to see sort of a reunification of those two. It felt like at the end of season one, we almost had it for a second.
Mm.
A thought I would have about kind of just Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy in general. Do you think they stop here? Or do you like I could easily see this being something that they keep going with for several more seasons, 4 mini episodes every year or something like that.
I mean, this isn't canon, right? So this isn't something that they have to make sure they hit specific plot points and things like that. So just like what they've done with Visions, which I think is coming out relatively soon too, if I'm not mistaken.
October, yeah.
Vision season 3 in October. So the reason those things are so exciting and fun to watch is because they don't have, particular storylines they have to follow, rules that they have to follow. And kind of like and even watching season 1, they even kind of poke fun at things that the fans maybe did not like about the original like movies. If I remember right, there was when they were first introducing Ray's character, I think the narrator, who I think is actually Sig in this instance, he was talking about Ray and the way he explained her, like Ray, who we think is a Skywalker or something. I mean that's like the line. So it's very
Yeah.
self-aware, and it can get away with a lot. So that, like I said, that's what I'm looking forward to. Um, but yeah, this should just be fun all over again.
I can definitely appreciate a show when a show is able to sort of like poke fun at itself like that. I think that really, to the average audience member, I think they recognize that too, and there's something about like when a show has a sense of self-deprecation that makes you almost more endeared to how funny it is. So,
Right.
Rebuild the Galaxy definitely has some sprinkling of that in there. So one thing we wanted to do, kind of as our sort of main piece of prepping for the episodes that come out in 2 days' time, just sort of give like a quick overview refresher of each of the characters in the show. We've sort of already talked about both Sig and Dev, but they're the brothers. Sig is the protagonist of the show. He's a nerf herder from Finessa, and he's got this hidden force sensitivity. And like we said earlier, he activates the cornerstone, which is this Jedi relic, which ends up rewriting the galaxy, and all the characters' roles get completely flipped backwards. He's Dev's younger brother, uh, and really his change over the course of the show goes from being this nerf herder into what's known as a force builder in order to restore order. And so Dev, his brother, uh, really is an adventurous one. Oh, by the way, I should mention Sig is played by Gatton Matarazzo. For those of you who are Stranger Things fans, he plays Dustin. I want to say is
Hmm.
that the character's name in
Sounds
Stranger
right.
Things?
I don't know
Uh,
that it's been like forever since Stranger Things. I don't remember anything about that storyline now.
That is correct.
now that I
Dustin,
say
and the new
it
series
is
is coming
Dustin.
out on Thanksgiving, I believe.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Oh,
Stranger Things.
Yes,
Oh
the
man.
final
Oh,
season.
okay. I did not
finally,
know.
the finally
I didn't.
season is what it should be called.
Yep,
I didn't know it was coming
they're all
out that
30 years
soon.
old.
Yeah, right. They're all
They
30.
probably have aged like 10 years, and in the show they're like a year or two older or something. But anyways, yeah, he plays the main character Sig in the show, and his older brother Dev is really the one that's like craving adventure. He wants to travel the galaxy with his friend Yessie, who's another character we'll talk about in a second. But after the Cornerstone event happens, reality has changed, and he becomes Darth Devastator, and really is the primary antagonist. Which, I think he'll remain kind of the primary antagonist, but I think it'll be sort of like a Kylo and Snoke
Hmm.
dynamic, or Kylo and Emperor dynamic. If you're talking about Episode 9, where like Darth Dev's the main bad guy, sort of, but there's a higher up, more powerful bad guy in Solitus in season 2. Dev is played by Tony Revolori, which I think I know him most recently from. I think he was in the most recent Scream movie, I want to say.
Mm.
Um, Help me out with his IMDb with
I think he
what
was
else.
also in one of the recent Spider-Man, the ones with
Oh yes, yeah, you're right.
yeah, he was one of like the classmates of Spider-Man. He was kind of
Hmm.
a jerk in that one. So yeah, I think that's what I remember him from at least.
Yeah, that does ring a bell. Um, but really, his relationship, Dev's relationship, the character that's played by Tony Revolori, his relationship with Sig is central to the show. He kind of opposes and tempts him at the same time, trying to get him to join him on the dark side once the universe gets flip flopped. And really, he's power obsessed. He's kind of got mixed motivations, in addition to having a desire for control. But he's also sort of fueled by fear a little bit too, as most people who use the dark side of the Force are. So, um, those are sort of the two main characters. The other character we really wanted to talk about, we've got a couple more, but probably arguably my favorite character of the show. I don't know how you feel about this guy. Is Jedi Bob, played by Bobby Monahan, who's probably most well known for being on SNL. Um, Jedi Bob is a lot of the comedic, uh, the comic relief in this show, more or less. How do you feel about his character?
Very self-aware. I think that's one of the hallmarks of any Lego movie is that he knows where he is uh useful and where he's not. One thing he keeps saying is that he cannot, he's not very good with lightsaber. He kind of says that a couple of times. In fact, at the end of the first season, there he gives his lightsaber to Sig to help fight his brother Dev at the last episode there. And and even Sig is like, yeah, you're actually pretty bad at it. I'm surprised. Just to have those like little one-liners in there. Obviously, you've never seen a movie, but in a Lego movie, you definitely would. So, um, uh, I, his story is actually very interesting too because he was the first one to um experience what happens when you rebuild the galaxy if if the cornerstone is removed or moved out of place, because in fact he was the one who had to see his galaxy disappear because of the cornerstone being moved, that would end up being Sig and Dev's kind of initial galaxy. So I know if you haven't watched the series, those sentences might not have made sense, but basically, Jedi Bob was kind of the first initiator of removing a cornerstone and having his galaxy kind of get flipped upside down. So it ended up being like a pretty good story because of that. He had hidden that information from Sig the entire time, up until like the second to last episode, I think, the third episode, and to kind of like finally come clean. One thing that I think was kind of lacking was Sig was like, well, oh well, I guess that's what's gonna happen now is that we're gonna just have to build a new universe. Like he kind of, I mean, it's Lego, so you can't get too deep into it, I suppose. But if I thought, I mean, it's much like Leia's entire planet being blown up and her not like really doing anything. Kind of reminded me of that a little bit. But it's Lego. I'm not expecting this to win any Emmys or anything like that. So, but yeah, Jedi Bob is like you said, a comic relief, and it's not usual because he's a Jedi. So you don't, when you think of Jedi, you don't really think of comedy. But he obviously Bobby Moynihan is very funny. I think he was also in Resistance, if I'm not mistaken. He was a voice in Star Wars Resistance, so he's come back for that for some more Star Wars, especially in animation.
I did not know that. That's interesting. I'm curious, like who he plays in Star Wars Resistance, but Jedi Bob. I don't know if you mentioned this or not, but his origin as a character is based kind of off of a meme in some ways. In the sense that his origin is a based on an old Lego Star Wars minifigure character, and I guess there were. And I remember we talked about this last year a little bit. This minifigure, for whatever reason, people began to refer to informally as Jedi Bob. And so then when they put Jedi Bob into the show, it was like, oh my gosh, like the meme has come to
Right.
life. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and to have like that connection with your community, the Lego community, it really speaks volumes because this is who it was made for.
Yeah. Lego Star Wars kind of feels like the opportunity to really listen to the community and put in all the stuff you want to, and you oftentimes can't. So, by the way, Bobby Moynihan plays Orca and Yanni in
Okay.
Star Wars Resistance, who I think that like one of them was that big, like it's like a pig character who works on the
Mhm.
ships. Anyways, that I'm not gonna pretend that I remember half of what came from Star Wars Resistance. Um, a couple other characters to run through real quick, and then I want to sort of get your thoughts on some of the new characters coming to Pieces of the Past. We've got Servo, who is a Gonk droid, a friend of Sig's, and really kind of his roommate at the same time. He's also part of the comic relief of this show. In some ways, most of the characters are actually comic relief, but he's really an emotional support character. He's the trusty droid sidekick friend. And after Sig's rewriting of reality, um, his status changes, and then he's destroyed at one point, and then rebuilt, and then even gains the ability to speak at one point, given to him by Sig after training with Jedi Bob. So, every good protagonist needs a lovable sidekick, a lovable emotional support droid. And he's played by Michael Cusack, who I cannot honestly say I'm familiar with his work.
Yeah, I think
but-
he's done a lot of voice work and I think writing for just a bunch of animated shows. Nothing that I
Okay.
like particularly have ever seen, but looks like that's where his history is.
And he's Australian, and I
entertainment
think we
has been.
talked about it last time that his name Servo is based on what we call gas stations, which are service stations over here. We call them servos.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I think that's what most countries, or is it just Australia, Gibbo?
Well, it's just our name for it. We call them. You go into the servo.
Going to the servo.
It's like the
Okay.
the slang for it.
Yeah, and
Okay.
we should say that he does say mate, so I think the implication that he that the servo is in fact Australian.
Australia exists in the Star Wars universe, confirmed.
At least the accent does.
Yeah. And then kind of a couple more characters here that are probably not how you know them in the actual original trilogy or the original prequels, but one of them is the Landalorian, who
Yes. Yes.
this one in particular I know you love. This one's actually voiced by I don't want to have to look it up. I should know this by heart, Joey.
It's literally
Uh,
on the notes.
This is blasphemy.
Billy D. Williams. There it is. I was trying to remember his name without looking, and I I'm showing my prequel bias. Is that what's happening right now?
I guess so.
Um,
That's shocking that you don't know Billy D. Williams.
well, it's funny. You ever have those moments in life where, like, if someone asked me on the street, I probably would have been like, "Oh yeah, Billy D. Williams," and now
Right.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
recording a
Yeah.
podcast and talking about it, and I'm like, "Oh, brain fart."
Yeah.
Billy D.
I agree with that. That's
Williams
fine.
is voicing the Landalorian. Joey, this one for you, I imagine, is one of your favorites, is it not?
Yeah. I mean, he showed up literally in the last scene of the series in season one. So you know that, and to give a little context, um the dark side kind of turned against Darth Dev a little bit, like Darth Ray and Darth Jar Jar kind of were fighting against him because they were worried that he was not, being true to the dark side or whatever. So essentially they Darth Ray and Darth Rose end up looking to hire a bounty hunter to go hunt down Darth Dev, and the Landalorian, the Landalorian was the one who they chose. So, to see that it's Billy D, and it's even like Billy D. I guess the Lando with like the the weathered look. He's got the gray mustache there in the minifig, and to see my guy Lando Calrissian show up in a Lego story was really the icing on the cake that was season one of Rebuild the Galaxy.
That was definitely a big surprise, and another returning voice actor, or not a returning voice actor, but perhaps a returning actor from the movies themselves, is Kelly Marie Tran, who plays Darth Rose, one of Darth Dev's like entourage of Sith lords, so to speak. I think this one means something special too because she is an actress who garnered probably a lot of unfair hate during the release of after the release of Episode 8, The Last Jedi, and so to see her invited back into a project like this, much like our next character we'll talk about too, I think is a good thing for Star Wars. Her being able to like really say, I'm a part of the Star Wars
Mhm.
community, and like this role is something that's special, I'm sure, to her. And yeah, yeah, Darth Nubs in the background too. Gibbo making a note too. Can't forget
From
about
Young
Darth
Jedi
Nubs.
Adventures that we definitely are caught up with all of the episodes, right, Ben?
Yeah, I've seen all two of those episodes.
Hey, I got the four. Wow, I doubled up on you. I didn't realize.
I don't actually remember how many episodes I watched. It was I don't think it was 4. But Kelly Marie Tran is returning again to voice Darth Rose. And then another returning actor from the movies is Ahmad Best, who plays Jar Jar Binks. Of course, now he's bringing to life another meme, so to speak, Darth Jar Jar. That for years people were like, "Oh, is Jar Jar actually a Sith Lord? Like, look at all the evidence, look at all the clues, and these long, forums on wherever on the internet that are just like trying to convince people about Darth Jar Jar." Well, it's brought to life in Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, and Ahmad Best gets to return to actually voice him. So, lots of fun characters, most of whom are kind of in their opposites of what you would normally expect them to be, including Luke Skywalker, by the way, who I think is like a pod
Mhm.
racer when we
Right.
meet him in the first
And
season.
I know we don't have this. Yeah, but that's actually also voiced by Mark Hamill. So
Mhm,
I know we
mhm.
didn't. I don't think I mentioned that in the notes here. But yeah, I mean, you got a lot of star power within Star Wars, and I don't know if supporting this project, right? I mean, you're talking about the original actors. They could have easily gotten other people um that are just like voice actors that weren't actually in the movies. They've done it with plenty of the other characters, but to get like Mark Hamill, to get Ahmad Best, to get Billy D, those are big names in Star Wars. So to have that, and in fact, I believe Anthony Daniels does C-3PO. I didn't want to like list every single person, but yeah, that's that is pretty huge to have that kind of support within Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah. It shows the kind of the mindset and the demeanor amongst a lot of those longtime actors who have been a part of it since the 70s and 80s. that they're willing to return to something. It shows what Star Wars means to them too. Like they'll receive a role like this and they'll be like, "Of course I'll do it." It's
Right.
Star Wars.
But if we can get
Um,
Harrison Ford ever to do something like this,
yeah,
that would
that
be
one
something.
that might be too much of an ask. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, he was in episode 9. You never know. We've also got a couple new characters that are coming in Pieces of the Past. Jackson is one of them. Now, as I understand it, this one is also kind of somewhat of a deep reference. I remember when we watched the trailer, when we reacted to the trailer that came out a couple months back. Did you recognize him, or was it like one of the
Mhm.
comments that did? What
Yeah,
what
I
was
definitely. Well, I recognized them just because I knew that he existed in the Star Wars world. I couldn't
Mhm.
tell you a thing about him, but yeah, there were definitely comments that were excited to see Jackson in this new series.
Yeah, it says I was reading the characters like Star Wars wiki, um, and basically like came to work as a smuggler, traveling, became acquainted with Han Solo, and then at one point, I think he joins the Rebel Alliance, and um, he interestingly, this was kind of a fun note. He's worshipped as a deity by a certain species on Endor.
Oh,
So
okay.
take that for what you will, but this is a character
So
who I
C-3PO though, right? So him and C-3PO are
yeah, they'll
deities,
have to
right?
duke it out on Endor. But he's coming to season 2. I honestly don't know much about the character. I'm sure there are those who are more knowledgeable on Jackson's role in the Star Wars universe, but like my understanding of his character is he's a former smuggler turned Rebel Alliance, kind of a rival of Han Solo, but sort of buddies at the same time. And then my personal favorite. Oh, by the way, Jackson is voiced by Ben Schwartz, most well known recently from Sonic and also from Parks and Rec. Um, and another actor from Star Wars shows rather than movies, who's making a uh, entrance into Lego Star Wars, is Ashley Eckstein, who's going to be playing Ahsoka, of course. Definitely excited to see this one. I love how Ashley Eckstein like embodies everything about Ahsoka Tano. Like she
Mm-hmm.
goes around wearing like those kind of sweatshirts and like is really an advocate for the character.
Yeah, I
I
mean, she
really
has her whole like product line that's called Her Universe. That's basically, just Ahsoka themed outfits and um outerwear and stuff. So just to see that is just amazing. That that Star Wars was such a huge impact on her life that she'll kind of like run a business out of it too as well. And also what's cool about her design here in Pieces of the Past is that she's not the regular like minifig. She's like the larger brickhead version. So if you know about Lego, there's like a kind of a larger form factor of like characters that you could have. So this is like a bigger version, and they don't make it like to scale, so it's not like she's the size of all the minifigs. She's like this huge, like this huge blockhead. And I'm not like that's not like a derogatory term. Like that's the name of the type of the Lego that is. It's like a blockhead. It's pretty cool too. So just to be able to see, like I guess just the Legos in these types of forms too, I think is a fun thing. Or brickhead, not
definitely
blockhead. Sorry, brickhead.
brickhead. Yeah, excited to see Ashley as part of the show playing Ahsoka. And then last but not least, Solitus, kind of the big bad of season 2, who's displayed on a lot of the promotional images for this second season, is going to be played by Dan Stevens, most well known recently at least for playing the Beast in the live action Beauty and the Beast. Um, Not a whole lot is known about Solitus's role, other than, of course, he is the evil. Um, my question about him for you would be, what do you think he wants? Like, or maybe a better question is, does it matter what he wants because this is Lego Star Wars?
Right, yeah. And it's ultimate domination. of course. He wants to rule the galaxy or the galaxies or any version of the galaxy. I'm curious. It doesn't seem like from the trailer that there didn't seem to be a lot of any scenes that kind of talk about the cornerstone at all. That was the driving factor through all of the first season of Rebuild the Galaxy. So it doesn't seem like that's like in play here. I'd be kind of surprised that it wouldn't be though. Maybe they just didn't want to put that in the trailer. But it looks like he's just like the big bad. Reminds me of like someone like a Thanos who wants to make these decisions for everyone else, and ultimately rule the galaxy and kind of absorb all the planets and everything like that. And so yeah, I'm curious in what he's going to bring to the table. But like you said, as it being a Lego movie, does it really matter what it that what he wants? I mean, we're not comparing this to an emperor necessarily, or or oh my god, Plagueis or something like that. This is just literally a new Star Wars figure or a new evil deity here in Star Wars.
I think it would be hilarious if they make a Palpatine. I want a Palpatine joke when he first appears on screen because he kind of looks like Palpatine. He resembles him a little bit. I want them to say, "Oh no, somehow Palpatine has returned," and then someone to say, "That's not Palpatine." I want them to
Right,
be
yeah.
self-aware about the silliness that was in Episode 9. I
Right.
think that'd be pretty funny. But um, ultimately, I think what I'm really looking for most in the new series is I want some laughs. I want some good chuckles. I want a lot of humor that like hits on different levels and isn't just like straight trying to be funny. I want like insightful humor. And I think season 1 definitely delivered that, and I think season 2 absolutely will as well. Um I have a rundown of yes or no's for you.
Oh,
You want to
okay.
hit those? Do
Yeah, let's
you
do it.
think so basically like will this person be alive at the end of the
Okay.
the
One of these
season?
again. Sure, sure.
Yeah. Sig,
Yes.
Dev.
No.
Oh, Dev's gonna sacrifice
Yeah.
himself, you think? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does he get force lifed back to life?
Well, that's for a season 3, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Jedi
I mean,
Bob.
Sig is Force Builder too, so who knows what that entails, right?
Does that involve like you can rebuild a person? How does that work?
Maybe, yeah.
How about Jedi Bob?
Ooh, Jedi
He's the one I
Bob.
could see sacrificing himself this season.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And he becomes like a
I want
force
to say
ghost.
I want to say he survives as well.
Okay. Okay. And I'll go with Solitus as my last yes or no.
Solitus? I think he survives because that's what happens to Dev. I think that's what happens with Dev. Is that he and Dev have a have a big battle, and Dev is the one that does not survive out of that.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and last but not least, do you think this is the end of Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, or do you think there
No,
will be another? Okay, I like
no.
to think the same. Yeah.
Yeah, the example I give is what happened with the Tales of the series, the Tales of the Jedi, Tales of um, the Underworld. They tried it 1 year and they saw how successful it was, and they decided, you know what, we're going to keep running with this.
Anthony's joining us in the live stream of the YouTube chat saying, "Hi, gentlemen. What's up? Really looking forward to Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past. Honestly, Solitus sounds more original and interesting a villain than Palps and Kylo. Will the High Republic get mentioned?" I My inclination is to say probably not, but I wouldn't put it past them to include some High Republic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hope so. I'll say that. But if I was betting on it, I'd probably say I'd be more doubtful. But I will certainly be hopeful for it and surprised if it does happen.
Yeah,
Um,
I would say the same too. Is that I would like to have some of that mentioned in there as well, just because of I guess what happened with the only other non-book, High Republic show that that was released, with the Acolyte. So hopefully, maybe we get. I would love to see some type of reference to the stranger Manny Jacinto's role. I would love to see something, at least a mention. Um, but I think there is now. I did see that there was another trailer that came out like within the past couple of weeks, Ben. I don't think that you've seen it, if I'm not mistaken. But there is some more people that we've seen in Star Wars that have made that will make an appearance here in the second iteration of the series.
Interesting. Are you saying a High Republic person?
I might be, or I might not be. Who knows?
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh,
I
I
know
mean,
what
it's
I'm
out
gonna
there if you want
do.
to watch it, but yeah, it's just a. I like literally just stumbled across it. I was like, oh, there's another trailer here. I didn't even see this, or it wasn't even a trailer. I think it was an actual scene.
Oh, okay, like a full scene from the show. Huh.
Hmm.
It'd be funny if Marchion Rowe shows up as a do-gooder character rather than an anarchical despot threatening the galaxy.
Mm.
Uh,
Martian
I
Rowe
I would
from High Republic. Yeah.
I would be game for that. We gotta read some more High Republic soon too. That's
We
something we gotta
do, we
put on our
do.
radar. But um, all that to say, lots to look forward to with Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past. One last thing I will say, we were talking about it right before we started recording the podcast. We don't know part of what they do with these release dates that drives, I think, both of us a little crazy sometimes when we're, thinking about making content on the shows, is they don't tell you what time it's coming out. And that could be as early as like 3 a.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. Pacific, which for both of us is 2 a.m. Central Time. Or it could, they've done like evening time releases. Like back when The Mandalorian was coming out, they did, I think, like 6 or 7 or 8 p.m. for us. I can't remember. But all that to say, there is no clarification anywhere, at least that we found online, what time this is coming out on Friday. So could be like at midnight Pacific time, or it could be sometime the next day. Either way, we do plan to do some reactions to the 4 episodes, which will go live on the Hoth Hangout YouTube channel. Um, those will either be available on Friday or Saturday, depending upon the release time of the episodes. But all that to say, let us know what you are most excited for Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past. Shout out to Anthony today for joining us in the live stream of the podcast in the YouTube chat. And did you have any last thoughts, Joey?
No, I'm just excited for this. We haven't gotten Legos in a while, and Star Wars in a bit, so to have this something that we can just have fun with. I think that that's what things like Rebuild the Galaxy, Visions, kind of bring to Star Wars. Is just that there's no anxiety going into something like this, like having
Yeah.
expectations. We're just gonna have some fun, see some Legos. We didn't mention how like Chewbacca's in this as well. This large Chewbacca character who is towering over the minifigs, and I think just to have things that are familiar with Star Wars, but also you don't have to worry about having to check boxes and making sure certain things hit, because again, this is just fun. This is supposed to be fun. It's Legos, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
Definitely. I am very much looking forward to this, and to speak to what you just said as well. Like there is this element of Rebuild the Galaxy that you just feel like no matter what they do, it's not gonna feel like they quote unquote messed it up, which is often like I think the fear for maybe some or maybe many Star Wars fans with other shows that interact with canon in ways that this show obviously doesn't. So it has the freedom and the flexibility to be fun and entertaining at the same time, which is something to look forward to. Lastly, Anthony also said, "Can't wait to see Jackson. Bet the miniseries will release in the late afternoon for the kids and the kidults. Perhaps. I don't know. I could see it going either way, either being like a 2 a.m. release or an evening release, afternoon release. Either way, I'll be watching it and excited to watch it. So thank you to all those of you for listening to today's episode on all things Lego Star Wars. Hope you're looking forward to Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past as much as we are. And of course, thank you to Gibbo for producing today's episode. Gibbo, who put in a lot of time and work, not only for today's episode, lots of images that were required and necessary, but if you missed it off the top of the podcast, the brand new intro, which will be played at the beginning of every episode. So no more reading off the intro thing at the beginning of the episode. Now there's a fun video and music and everything that goes along with it. So thank you to all the hard work that went in behind the scenes for that. Once again, Gibbo, we appreciate you. And I know everyone watching and listening does as well. So we look forward to being back in just about 48 hours or so for the reactions to Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past. And we'll catch you with the next podcast episode here in about 2 weeks' time as well, when we will be basically reviewing and breaking down Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past, and looking forward to doing that as well. So thank you everyone for listening today. Shout out to George Lucas, shout out to Dave Filoni, and we will see you in the Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past reactions. And until next time, thanks so much again, and may the Force be with you.